Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I just wanted to come and literally run my mouth. I don't know what we're going to talk about in this video. Well, I do know we're going to start out with a story time, and then we'll figure out the rest as I speak. All right. So I went out Saturday, and I just want to start off by saying I love my friends. And, I feel like we all have some work to do in how we show up in our friendships with people. I know I'm definitely not perfect. I just want people to be mindful of the time. I feel like this was a get back on me, and I'm gonna ask them because I feel like this is a get back. So I went out Saturday night for dinner with some of you know this person, some of you know my friend Brittany. So shout out to Brittany and my friend Deanna. I don't think y'all have ever met Deanna, but I know y'all have heard me say her name a few times on my channel. So, anyways, we all decided to go out on Saturday. So it was going to be me, Deanna, and Brittany. Now, we were supposed to go out last week. I was supposed to go out of town last Monday. Well, I was supposed to go on Sunday, but when I talked to Deanna, she had mentioned possibly going out on Saturday, and I was like, "Well, I don't know." I was like, "I'm supposed to go out. I'm supposed to leave on Sunday," and then I started feeling bad because I haven't seen her in a long time. I think the last time I saw her, like face to face, um, was probably like I think it was last year. I think it was. I think it was for my birthday. I think that's the last time we saw each other. Was it last year? I think it was in October 2024, and it is August 2025. That was the last time I physically saw her. Anyways, so I was like, I started kind of feeling bad. So I was like, you know what? I end up changing my flight from Sunday to leave on Monday. And so I was like, let's just go out on Saturday. And so Brittany, her, and I were going to go out to dinner on Saturday. I was like, I'm going to get my hair cut. Deanna said she had her outfit already laid out. So I was like, okay, cool. Honey, I went to get my hair cut. I don't know what happened. I just didn't have any energy. So I was like, y'all, I can't go. I was like, girl, I can't go. I'm tired. Like, I'm tired. I just ain't got no energy. I really just want to I don't know what it is. I just don't have any energy. And so I was like, okay, whatever. So Deanna was like, I'll just sit in the bed and eat some cereal and watch TV. So I was like, okay, whatever. Um, so I was like, let's just go out next Saturday. And I didn't even end up going out of town because when I woke up Monday, I was over it. And the reason why I pushed it back, I still could have went out of town on Sunday, but I knew that if we did too much, or if I did too much carrying on Saturday, that I knew that Sunday was going to be a mess and I was going to be tired and I wouldn't want to get up and try to get to the airport. So that's why I ended up pushing my flight back, changed my flight from Sunday to Monday. So if I did do too much on Saturday, I still had Sunday to recover. I'm a man of a particular age. Okay. I'm a man of a particular age and I cannot bounce back the way I used to bounce back. Maybe I sometimes need 24 to 42 hours to get myself together. It'd be that serious. So anyways, we all agreed, okay, whatever, we'll just go out Saturday, which was yesterday. So we were gonna go to one restaurant. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it looked too gutter snipe for me. I said, girl, I'm not going there. It looked too hood. I don't feel like doing no hood right now. I don't mind hood spots. I will eat at food trucks, girl. The hole in the walls, girl. Ghetto eats, girl. I don't mind it, but I didn't feel like that night. I was like, it's not giving what I wanted to give. I saw, girl, it's no shade. Girl, I saw that they had plastic eating utensils. I said, girl, they put plastic. Girl, I'm not eating. Girl, I would turn into a rich black woman in a heartbeat. Girl, I would turn into a rich up, stuck up, bougie black woman in a heartbeat. Do you hear me? I would turn into Dr. Jackie fast. So I'm like, girl, I'm not eating. I'm not. Girl, I was looking at the pictures online. I like to look at pictures and stuff before I go somewhere. I like to look at the. I like to see who. Girl, did not judge me. This is just how I do stuff. Whenever we start talking about going different places, restaurants, Instagram is Instagram. I like to go to Instagram. I like to find the restaurant. I like to look at the crowd. I like to see how they're dressed. I like to look at the food. I like to look at everything. The ambiance. I like to look at everything. And so when I saw that some of these tables had packages of plastic eating utensils, I said, girl, Brittany, this is the spot that Brittany picked out. I said, girl, where you taking me? I said, I'm not, I said, I can't, I'm sorry, I can't go. Girl, I can't go, I can't go, I can't go, I can't go. Girl, the people look suspicious. Girl, I see plastic silverware on the table. Girl, you can't even get, girl, like what, girl, if I get a steak, how I'm gonna cut my steak with a plastic knife? Like, and she was like, they don't give plastic. I don't know what you're talking about. I had to literally snap pictures. So I don't know if some people, because the pictures she sent me, they did have regular eating utensils, but the pictures I saw, they had plastic. And so we saw plastic, but I was like, girl, I don't even want to see plastic. I don't want to see it. And I'm not going. Okay? You're going to have to find somewhere else. Brittany is good at finding restaurants. Even though Brittany don't go nowhere at all, I think what it is, she just like, you know what it is? She likes looking at food. So she knows all the restaurants in Houston. So she's the person, if you want to find the restaurants, ask Brittany, she'll tell you. It's so crazy. She's the one who got me into, what's her name? The lady who likes to eat. She had the mommy makeover. Be Lovely. She was the one who got me into Be Lovely. Yes. Anyways, I used to love just watching that lady eat. So I was like, we can't go here. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. And that was a restaurant we were supposed to go to last week. So I end up because I made the when she told me the restaurant, I was like, okay, girl, whatever, we'll just go there because I wanted to go somewhere else, but we had been there before. And she was like, let's go somewhere new. I was like, okay. So when she found out, I was like, let's just go there. But then when I kept looking, I was like, I don't want to go here. I want to go here. And so I canceled the reservation. That's what it was. I canceled the reservation, and then the places that we were trying to get to, either they were booked or either it was like later. Like one place we tried to go to, girl, it was a reservation for 11 o'clock. Girl, So that's what it was too. I canceled it, then I was tired, and then the places we were trying to get into, they didn't have any availability. So that's why I was like, girl, I'm over it. I'm done. So that's what happened last week. So this Saturday, right? We found a place. Brittany finds a place. Okay, I'm like, okay, this is cute. This is a cute little spot. The reservation was for 9 o'clock. 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. I went and got my hair cut. I was like, I'll just throw something together when I get back home. Of course, I had on a blazer. It was real cute. I had bought that blazer from H&M for $40-something, and I finally wore it. Just on a blazer, some jeans, and I went on out the door. Anyways, I get back home, shower again, because I shower before I go to the, what did you call it? Before I go to the barbershop, wash my hair, even though I only got this much hair. Came back home, showered again. Girl poured me a glass of wine, had my music playing, ironing my clothes, pressing my clothes. The restaurant is 2 miles away from my apartment. I left my house. I walked out my door at 8:38. I was going to stop by the ATM because I like to try and leave the waitresses, their tips in cash when I can remember. Got to the ATM. I'm sorry. Left the ATM. Got to the restaurant at 8:56. And even though I'm only 2 miles away, I have to go through a whole bunch of lights. That's the only way. I mean, that's the quickest way. So I get to the restaurant at 8:56. Park the car. I'm just kind of like, sashay into the restaurant because I got a few extra minutes. I get up to the door, I get inside. At first I was kind of what's going on because girl, they had metal. They had a SWAT a detector. Girl, what? That kind of made me nervous a little bit. Girl, why is I walk? Why? Girl, girl, when I walk into Saks, when I walk into the restaurant at Saks, girl, they don't do a swipe down. I don't have to bust my legs open. I don't have to put my arms up. Girl, where is we at? Girl, what is going on? Why are y'all patting the girls down as we walk inside, girl, to get another piece of food? I was confused. That was the only thing I was confused at. So, anyways, I walk up and I'm like, hi. She was like, hey, baby. Nice. It was a black girl. Real nice, real cool. So I have a reservation for 3 under Mitchell. No, I said Rodney. And then she said, okay. And she looked, she was like, Mitchell. No, she said, what's your last name? I said, Mitchell. She was like, okay, I'll see you. She was like, well, right now we don't have anything available. And I got real quiet because the whole point of a reservation is to reserve a time. So you telling me that y'all ain't got nothing available, then what was the whole purpose of me reserving the time for 9 o'clock? Okay. But I really can't say nothing because these bitches ain't even here. Okay. So I'm like, okay. And also they did say, now I will say, they did say that they will not seat you unless a full party is there. I thought it was a lie. I thought they would just still sit me. I could sit there and have me a glass of water and order me a cocktail. Right? So, girl, they wasn't playing. It's packed. The restaurant is absolutely packed. It's people waiting everywhere. Girl, it's people coming in. I see a party of like 8, a party of 3, a party of 6, a party of 3. And so every time I saw them sit a party of 3, I felt like that was my spot. And so I kept getting pissed off. Girl, mind you. So I text them. I'm like, where y'all at? Girl, ain't nobody respond. Why ain't nobody responding? At this point, it's like 9:10. Girl, where are they at? So I'm like, hello, hello, HELLOO. Girl, it's a group chat. So I'm like, what's going on? Oh, we on our way. We on our way. So I pick up the phone and call. Girl, where are y'all at? Girl, I'm confused. The reservation was for 9 o'clock. Girl, it's like damn near 9:15 now. Like, what's going on? So I really couldn't hear because the music was loud. So I just hung up the phone and I called Brittany. I called Brittany phone. So I just hung up the phone. Girl, bye. I gotta go. Now where I gotta go? Girl, I don't know. But I gotta go. I gotta go. Okay, girl, I gotta go. I gotta go. So I'm like, okay, girl, it's 9:20. It's 9:25. I'm like, girl, where are they at? Girl, and now I'm standing up. I'm hot. I'm hungry. Now, mind you, I haven't eaten all day. The only thing I ate was I went to Dunkin' Donuts. I got me 2 donuts. Okay, I just told a lie. I got 3. I got 3 donuts. I got 3 donuts and I got a large iced coffee, butter pecan. Okay. And that's all I really ate. And I think I ate like a piece of fruit because I was like, girl, I wanted to. That food looked amazing. I was like, girl, I'm about to go order some of everything, and I want everything, and I'm gonna take whatever I don't eat home. So, anyways, I'm hungry, and then on top of that, I had drunk a glass of wine before I left. So now I'm really, really hungry. So I'm like, what's going on? Where y'all? I'm texting like, where y'all at? They tell me, oh, we 3 minutes away. We're blocked by a train. I know exactly where they're at, which they really were right around the corner. I knew where they were at. So I'm like, okay, they're 3 minutes away. I'm okay. No, that's a lie. At this point, it was like 9:20. I'm like, girl, what's going on? Okay. Girl, then all of a sudden 9:25 hit. Then all of a sudden 9:30 hit. I'm like, where are y'all at? Girl, this helper, Brittany said, we're at the entry. I said, bitch, at what restaurant? Because I'm at the entry. She gonna tell me, basically, girl, I had her stressed out. You were texting and texting and texting. You were stressing me out. Brittany gets stressed out real quick. Like she do get stressed out. I was stressed out. My nerves are bad. You know she don't curse. I was stressed out. You were texting and texting and texting and just texting. And I was stressed out. Why are you stressed out, girl? Why are you stressed out? So they get to the restaurant. Bitch, it is 9:40. When I said, bitch, I was hotter than fish grease. Girl, this is exactly why I don't go out with nobody. This is exactly why when I go out to eat, I go out to eat by my goddamn self. Because, girl, I can be seated. Girl, I can get there when I want to, and I can leave when I want to, and I ain't gotta wait on nobody. Girl, I've been sitting at this goddamn restaurant, not sitting, standing at this goddamn restaurant for 40 minutes because I was sitting down. It was like when I tell you, it was a small seat inside of the restaurant by the check-in thingy. Girl, I'm not gonna let girl, I'm still a man at the end of the day. I'm not gonna let women stand up. So I'm sitting down, and then some girls walked up, and there's one girl sat beside me, and I'm looking at my phone, and I look up, and I saw a girl like standing in front of me talking to the girl. So I just got up and moved, and she was like, "Oh, thank you, girl. Just sit down." So, anyways, I'm not letting no girl stand up. So I've been standing up pretty much for 40 minutes. Now I will say, when they walked in, I kind of stopped being pissed off, and I was kind of happy to see them because I haven't seen them in a long time. I talk to Brittany pretty much like every day. But we just don't see each other. We just don't physically see each other all the time. So when they walked in, I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Hey," and Brittany was like, "Oh my god, you had me stressed out, girl." Then this is what they tell me. I said, "What took y'all so long?" They said the train held us up. I said, "Well, how long did the train hold y'all up?" They said for about 10 minutes. I said, "Well, bitch, if the train held you up for 10 minutes, then what about the other 30 minutes?" Girl, now I'm not that good with math, and I'm not the best with numbers, but I know that 10 don't have nothing to do with the other 30. 10 plus 30 is 40. So if the train held you up for 10, then what about the other 30 minutes? I'm confusion. Somebody gonna have to explain it to me like I'm real slow. Deanna gonna say, "You know what? I was tired and I was laying in my bed trying to put my nails on." Now I will say, Deanna got 5 kids. Girl. And so that's another thing too. I have to remind myself after I was like, "Okay, girl, you're doing too much. Just calm down." I was about to tell him I was about to leave. Girl, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I'm about to go because I'm not waiting. Like, God don't give a damn who you are. God don't give a damn who you is. God, I'm not sitting here waiting. I've been at this door, girl, damn near, well, 40, no, it was not damn near, it was 40 minutes. Because I remember I sent a tweet out at 8:34. Brittany gonna say, "We got there around 8:30. I said, "No, the hell you didn't," because at 8:34, I remember I was on Twitter talking about, girl, I'm waiting. I was here at 9:00. I'm still waiting on my friends. That was, not 8:34, 9:34. Girl, I sent a tweet out at 9:34 talking about I'm waiting on my friends. That was at 9:34 on the dot. See, y'all couldn't have got there around 9:30. No, y'all got there at 9:40 or probably even after 9:40. Okay? So anyways, I had to sit, at one point I was like, "Girl, you doing too much." Girl, I was on a phone, texting. Because, girl, I'm trying to understand why. Girl, if we said 9:00, then, girl, just be here at 9:00. But I also have to take into account that they have kids. I don't, right? Even though Brittany didn't have her kids was at her mother's house. Her husband was at work. So I don't know what the fuck your excuse was. Girl, at least Deanna, she got 5. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, okay, girl, something could have happened. Maybe something was wrong with the kids. You don't know. Just ask, is everything okay? So when I asked Deanna, I was like, I was laying across the bed, putting my fingernails on. Bitch, what? Yeah. Wet? Hold on, what you say? Okay. Girl, when I tell I was like, girl, bitch, with my phone. What my phone? Damn, I think my phone in my bedroom. Girl, I text him. I said, "Baby, this is the last time." Girl, I tell you, bitch, I text him. I said, "This is the last time," and I mean LAST. Girl, I will ever go out with y'all. Girl, y'all got me sitting at this motherfucking door. Girl, it's hot. It's people everywhere. I'm hungry. My feet hurt. Girl, we said 9:00. Girl. And I'm still waiting on y'all asses. Cause I was over it. But like I said, girl, when they walked through the door, I was like, oh hey. And then I start giving them hugs and shit. Girl, I did all that carrying on just to turn around and smile and be like, oh hey girl, how you been? How you been? I ain't seen you so long. Anyway, Chad Brittany done lost some weight. She said she lost like 20 pounds. So yeah. Anyways, that's my story. Um, so now, girl, it's so crazy. Yeah, I just be talking shit because, girl, we going out. After all that shit I talk, I ain't never going out with y'all no more, girl. This is the last time. You ain't never got to worry about going out to you again. Y'all are slow. Y'all are inconsiderate. This is exactly what I said. I said, I could be at the house making a video talking to my people. Girl, by the time I was over it, girl, I was literally about to come back home. Girl, take them clothes off and girl say, girl, we're going live in an hour. Girl, I can go home and talk. Okay? That's what I could do. Girl, y'all playing games. Anyway, shout out my friends. I love them in pieces. But yeah, girl, anyways, we going out again. We were gonna go out this Saturday. Girl, I'll talk all that shit. But I was like, if I go out of town, I don't know if I'm going to extend my trip or if I come back on Friday. I don't know how I'm going to feel on Saturday. So I don't want to say, let's go out and then I cancel again because I kind of canceled last week. So I was like, let's just do it on the week after next. So Brittany was like, cool, I can try to find me something to wear. So we're going to go out again. Girl. The Saturday after next. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, child, those are my friends. I love them to pieces. But girl, that party, and girl, on some real shit. Another thing too, girl, we didn't really sit down until like about around 9:50, 10 o'clock. We still had to wait. So that was another thing too. So we really didn't sit down until almost an hour later. Well, me almost an hour later. I think it was around like 9:50. I was surprised that they even let us sit down. Because at one point, I looked over and it was like three of the girls at the counter. And I saw she pointed at me and I was like, girl, this bitch about to tell. I just knew she was about to tell me, girl, we done gave your table up, so you might as well go ahead and go home. But she didn't. So yeah, I'm surprised that they were really nice. But I really thought they were gonna give our table up because girl, like I said, they wouldn't sit me down until the full party got there, and them bitches didn't walk in till like 9:40. And so then I think we sat down around like 9:50. It was like 9:50, something like that. Anyways, but we had a good time. It was fun. The food was absolutely amazing. It was a good time. And then when we sat down, girl, Brittany was doing this and Deanna was dancing. I was like, girl, y'all been drinking? They was like, I was like, girl, why y'all so happy? And Brittany was like, I just never go anywhere. I'm just happy to be out the house. Well, girl, you always want to be in the house. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, child. But those are my friends, girl. I love them to pieces. All right, y'all. Oh, I know what I wanted to talk about. Okay, so this is so random. I know a lot of y'all don't watch my reviews on And Just Like That, but I kind of wanted to talk about representation and moving with the times because we kind of tapped on this in the And Just Like That commentary that I did. And Just Like That is basically a spinoff of Sex in the City. Most of the characters returned. Girl, everybody returned except for Samantha, basically. I'm talking about the girls. And I think the guy, he passed away, right? What didn't Carrie's best friend pass away? Pass away. I think in like real life, he passed away, right? Um, but I was basically saying in my recap that I do feel like there are a group of people out there who are like hardcore Sex in the City fans, which is completely fine, of course, because we all have our thing of the shows that we love. And I do feel like some of those people want to continue to live in the white bubble that was created with Sex in the City, with the white women and their white lives. And things change. Like this friend group that was established, in the 90s, right? Now they're coming back and it's 2000. When did the show come back? 2021, 2022? So fast forward, right? What, over 20 years, now the world is changing and people are wanting to be seen on television. Um, I will say some people thought the show was too woke to a certain degree. I hate that, and I said this. I hate that I'm about to say this. I understand to a certain degree, and it kind of reminds me of like when we talk about, say, the housewife shows, and Lonnie Love was saying the other day that she doesn't believe that they should just put some random person on these shows just to basically say you have a black housewife or an Asian housewife. Like, the person who you put in the friend circle needs to be like, it would be like we know they belong in the friend circle. Like, Ebony K. Williams was horrible for them to cast her, because Ebony K. Williams is not hanging out with a Ramona singer. She's just not. Ebony probably won't hang out with none of those ladies on the Real Housewives of New York. Garcelle, to me, was a good casting decision. She's around the same age. She was actually friends with Lisa Rinna, Denise Richards. You see what I'm saying? So that was a good casting decision to me. It was. Kim Zolciak, when she not y'all not girl when Atlanta first started, I thought Kim was a good casting decision. She was friends with the people. She fit in, right? um, so I get it, but I also believe too that with like Sex and Just Like That, they did too much too soon. And I do feel like when you already have, this is about to sound so fucked up what I'm about to say. I know it is. When you already have a show that has their audience, for you to come back and kind of change up everything that people loved about the show. And the thing is, the show just wasn't watched and loved by white people. I remember seeing black women talk about black women in my comment section right now will tell you how much they love Sex in the City. So it has nothing to necessarily do with just it being like a white show and white people are just so upset because black women watch the show too. I can understand to a certain degree how, if this is what they're used to, and though I believe that times should change, that shows should evolve with the times, I can also see how it could be like y'all put everything on the plate at one time. I believe representation matters. I believe that everybody should see themselves on television, but I also don't believe in just putting a character on a TV show just to say a character is on a TV show. I also don't believe in just putting all this stuff at one time like boom. If that makes sense. I have to think about it this way. I'll use Martin for example. Martin is a black television show, was a black television show. If Martin came back in 2025, I would hope that there would be some representation of how things work in 2025. But I also know too that if they came back and they had trans people, gay people, um, they kind of started adding all these different races, ethnicities to the friend group. I could see how some people would be like, whoa, because that's not what they're used to. Even though you should evolve with the times, because girl, in 2025, gay people exist, trans people exist. Girl, Asian people are in friend. Like a friend group can be multiracial. It doesn't just have to be a black friend group. It doesn't have to be a white friend group. Does that make sense? What I'm saying? So I can also get to how the people who grew up watching Martin, if all of these things kind of like came at you at one time, how it could be like, whoa, what's going on? And so I feel like that's probably what happened with Sex in the City. And Just Like That, because they had viewers of the show, and so when the show came back, it just was like, okay, girl, what's going on? It's a lot happening, and then on top of that, because people people don't like change. Whether you're at work, people don't like change. As much as people will be like, oh, I'm okay with change, people, even if the change is for the better, and sometimes it takes a while for them to catch on, people don't like change. I just feel like if you're going to change, then it needs to be probably, especially when you can help it. I really do think with And Just Like That, if they kind of would have went about things slower than what they did, it could have kind of worked better. But they did come out like boom. We're gonna bring in, like, basically we're gonna bring in the black professor. We're gonna bring in a black friend. We're gonna bring in a trans girl. We're gonna bring in a gay girl. I know they had gay characters. Well, Miranda is a gay character, but it's like we're gonna bring in all these, DEIs. We're gonna bring in a person in a wheelchair. We're gonna bring in a black friend. We're gonna bring in a black lesbian. We're gonna bring in a non-binary. We're gonna bring in the film queen. We're gonna bring in the butch queen. We're gonna bring like it was like it's like they wanted. It's almost like they wanted to tap on every minority group and have a representation of that minority group on the show. And I think for me, I love the show, but I can also see, if I'm trying to look at it through the somebody else's lens, how it could be like, whoa, this is a lot. You're like, okay, I'm still gonna watch it, but I'm like, this is a lot. This is different from what I'm used to. Again, I don't want anyone to misconstrue what I'm trying to say, because again, as a gay black man, I definitely want to see myself on television, but I also know too, when it comes to these shows that people already are that people know, like a Martin, a Living Single, a Friends, Sex in the City, Girlfriends. If these shows come back with a spinoff and things are completely different, people will be turned off. I'm not saying it's right, but I can understand why there's a disconnect, if that makes sense. I do believe that Michael Patrick King, whatever his name is, and Sarah Jessica Parker, they wanted to do the right thing. They wanted to show this show has evolved. This show is different. I just think they went about it too quickly. They should have just had girl. Yeah, yeah. I was about to say I was gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave that alone. Yeah, I just think they went about it too quickly. I do. And as much as I hate people saying, "Oh, the show is too woke," you're really just saying that because you don't like the fact that there's a whole bunch of niggas and LGBTQ. But I can understand that they should have just taken their time with these characters. Yeah, I hope that makes sense what I just said. I feel like it did. Does that make sense? Even like the last episode, I hate to say it, like the queen who was. I know this is gonna sound so crazy what I'm about to say. This may sound asinine. I'm gonna say it anyways. Like the queen that was dancing in Miranda's living room. I know it's a TV show, and I know this is fake. But like even with him dancing in the living room and him like, girl, I'm hungry, girl. Girl, are you really talking like girl, are you really talking like that to somebody in their house? Like it's stuff like that, right? And then it's just like, girl, I'm hungry, girl. Like, oh girl. You're like, girl, what is we doing? I was like, okay, this is a mess. I was like, okay. And then you got Brady's baby mama in the back talking about, yes, girl, yes, girl, yes, girl. It was like, I get it. And bitch, that sound like some shit I would say. Of course, y'all already know. But I'm also like, girl, it was given like almost a caricature of like of a gay. I don't know. I don't know. It was just, even though I do know that gay people act like that for a fact, I just felt like it did feel like that sometimes they're just trying to throw somebody in there just to throw them in there. Like, did that boy really need to be in the middle of Miranda's living room? Girl, Bogan. Girl, did he really need to? Girl, is this lady really walking into this woman's house? Girl, low key, not the baby mom, the friend Ecot. What's her name? Ecot? Girl. Are they really walking into this lady's house like, hey, I'm hungry? Girl, do you know how fast my grandmama or my mom would have told y'all, baby, if y'all don't get your asses out my motherfucking house, y'all don't know who y'all think y'all talking to. Matter of fact, they would have said, girl, Rodney, get your friends up out of here. Girls, I don't know who you bringing to my house. Girl, who the fuck is that dancing dancing in the middle of my living room like that? If they break some shit, they're gonna pay for it. Okay, girl, I don't know. It's just some stuff I will say was like team too much. You got Lily in a polyamorous relationship, girl, at 17. Girl, what are we doing? Girl, I hate to say, girl, I was about to say it wrong. Girl, we already got Rock, who's a trans girl. We got Chi, who was non-binary. Now you got Rock, who's in a poly relationship. Girl, what? What? You got Brady, who was already fucking his girlfriend right behind the same. But this was Miranda's house. This was Miranda's bedroom. Brady's bedroom was right behind theirs, and he literally in the next room just smashing bed, just banging against the wall. That was the first season. I said, oh. Even if there are parents out there who would allow their kids to have sex, I don't think that any parent would be sitting there while their kid was having sex right next door. Girl, like right next door. Even if you allowed your kid to have sex in your home, it's probably because their bedroom is upstairs on the other side of the bedroom. And I don't really know too many parents who just will allow their kids to have sex. But when I grew up, girl, when the people had sex in the house, it's because they snuck and had sex in the house. It damn sure wasn't because their mamas and daddies was letting it happen. Everybody I know who had sex at home, they snuck and did it. Okay, be very clear. They was fucking at home. And even the ones who was 18 and 19 who still lived at home. Okay? Girl, they were having sex at home. But they did it, and they would sneak when mommy and daddy was at work. Okay, so it was like it was a lot. Again, I love the show, but sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I try to look at it through another through the other person's lenses, and I can get how for some people, even though I hate when people are like it's just too it's too woke. Girl, you have to evolve with the times. You do. Girl, things are changing. Girl, it is 2025. Y'all gonna have to get with it or get lost, girl. The fact. We're talking in facts. The facts are gay people exist. The facts are non-binary people exist. They exist. The facts are trans people exist. Yes, you go out and you see trans people, whether you know they trans or not. Girl, you see gay people, whether you know they're gay or not. You see non-binary people, whether you know they're non-binary or not. You see all types of people. This is not the 1998 where these people you will really see these people on television like that. But I also get to how you have to be careful how you introduce these people on these shows because it can really fuck up a show if you don't do it the right way. Do it, but just do it the right way. You know, you know who did a good job at doing it and tricking people into watching? P Valley. Uncle Clifford is the main character on that show. But they knew but they knew they couldn't really promote the show based around Uncle Clifford being the main character. Catch that T. I have always felt this way. Uncle Clifford is the main character, if not one of the main characters on the show. But they never could promote the show when it first came out with Uncle Clifford being the main character because they wouldn't have watched. So we got to make it about these stripper hoes only. And then we'll just flash. Who is this? Yeah, who is this? Yeah, in the commercials, right? But then when we watch the show, Uncle Clifford, girl, is a main character. But they knew they couldn't do it that way because they knew people wouldn't have watched. That's the tea. They did it. I hate to say they did it the right way, but they did it the right way. They have a successful show because they knew, girl, if we come out and promote Uncle Clifford, they're gonna say this is a gay show. So we're gonna have to promote the hoes and the sluts, okay? And then they'll just see Uncle Clifford will be a part, and then eventually people love the show so much that I don't even think people care about Uncle Clifford's character because they love the show so much, and they just fit in with the show. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's how they should have did it on Sex in the City, and just like that, and just shows in general. You just have to kind of like you have to know how to work. You have to know how to kind of work the system. You have to kind of know how to work the viewers. To kind of you got to use what you got to get what you want. Anyways, child, that's all I really wanted. I just want to come down here and run my mouth. Yeah. Also, for those who don't know, I have a Patreon. If you would like to become a member, the link will be in the description box. All right, y'all. I am about to get off of here, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Good night. Does what I said make sense? I feel like what I said made sense. I hope it did. Because I don't want anybody to think that I'm saying that we shouldn't be shown on TV. Because that's definitely not what I'm saying. I think you have to go about it a certain way. I also think people should understand we're in 2025 and that people should be seen and will be seen. And even though you're uncomfortable, you're going to have to just be uncomfortable. But do it the right way when it comes to these shows. Yeah. I know what I wanted to talk about also. The Devil Wears Prada 2. I have The Devil Wears Prada in my closet, the movie. My best friend in high school, not when we were in high school, but my best friend that I had anyways, my best friend from back in the day purchased it for me one Christmas when it came out. The Devil Wears Prada is one of my favorite movies. Okay. I can watch that movie today, and like I never get tired of watching The Devil Wears Prada. Right now, they're filming the Devil Wears Prada 2, and I have never in my life seen so many behind the scenes photos be posted on Instagram. Now, I do know that Instagram was not around. Social media, I don't think social media was around. Twitter and Instagram and all that was around when Devil Wears Prada first came out. But out of all the since social media has been around, Instagram, girl, MySpace, Black Planet, girl, Twitter, X2, all that, girl, I don't remember seeing videos, photos, the paparazzi just out, recording, filming the scenes that they shoot the scenes. No, we're not hearing them talk, but of course we're seeing them shoot the scenes. I'm not gonna lie. I thought about going to New York because I was like, I want to go to New York just to kind of like see if I can bump into them while they're filming a scene or two. I did want to see that, but I think that it's overkill. Girl, at this point, and just because they film a scene doesn't mean that it's going to make the movie. But at this point, it's like, girl, what the fuck? Every time I get on Instagram, it's Devil Wears Prada 2, Miranda in an outfit that she has on. Girl, I've seen at least 5 or 6 outfits from Anne Hathaway, Andy. I think I've seen 2 from Emily. Girl, probably like 4 or 5 from Miranda. Like, girl, like, what are we doing? Like, I have never seen movies leak, like not even leak, but like leak in a way. But this one woman who I follow, she's a part of the paparazzi. What are they? She's a part of the paparazzi. She literally said in her comment section that she had the schedule. She had the shooting schedule. Her name is like Mickey something. I follow her on Instagram. Now, yes, we don't have to watch, but it's like, girl, it seemed too much. Like, what are we doing? We don't. I have never seen movies being filmed and us seeing the scenes being shot. And if I have, it's not. It hasn't been this much. I was excited at first, like, oh my God, they're filming the movie. I remember the first video, the first picture I saw of Andy. I was like, oh my God, they're going Andy. Then when I saw Miranda, I literally almost burst out into tears. Y'all don't know how much I love The Devil Wears Prada. I almost burst out into tears when I saw Miranda. And then I saw some more pictures of Miranda. Then I saw some more pictures of Andy. And then I saw Nigel. And I was like, okay, baby. Then I saw scenes being shot. I said, baby, what's going on? What's happening? Then I saw more pictures and more pictures. And then I saw them shooting a scene for the Met Gala that they had on they're gonna have on the movie, or a gala. I don't know if it's a Met Gala, but it's some type of gala. You know, the gala they had last year. Well, not last year, girl, the gala they had in the movie. And then I'm just like, this is too much. I saw pictures of Sierra. I'm like, I'm like, are y'all? I just don't. I don't get what. I don't get the direction that they're going with showing us so much about this movie. I have never seen this ever happen. Like, I've never seen it. Every day, I'm telling you, they're posting pictures of Andy. It's on People Magazine, Us Weekly, the paparazzi, the fan. Like, I get, like I said, at first, the first day or two, it was cute. And then I looked up and it was an everyday thing. And of course, bitch, because I love the movie, I'm going to be looking at the pictures. Like, oh my God. Then I piss off at the same time. Anyways, I just want The Devil Wears Prada 2 to stop this. Let us wait till the movie comes out. Girl, it's like literally overkill. It is overkill. Anyways, that's still my movie. And I'm still going to go. I'm going to the movie. I'm not even a movie type of boy. But I'm definitely still going to go. I'm going to go to the movies and watch it. But still, that's not the point. The point is, bitch, stop. And I know that everything that they show doesn't necessarily mean they could have girl a million hours of footage to choose from to make this movie, and only they're going to reduce it down to 2 hours. So they may not even use anything that we've seen. Now that gala, I think they're going to use that because I feel like they're going to use that. But you know, it's just a point of like what, like I don't know who greenlit this. I don't know who said, yeah, let's make sure that we can get all of the pictures out on social media. Let's like, no. I know I'm not the only one who feels this way, because most people who are online are in the comment section saying the same thing. Stop. Girl, what are y'all doing? It's too much. It was cute at first. And now, like, we don't know what's going on. We know what's going. We know what's going on, and that's the problem, girl. Anyways, child, I'm gone, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night. Bye, y'all.